today's video, I'll be talking about consecrating yourself as a young minister of God. First off, let's start with what is consecration. Consecration is the act of dedicating something to God, sanctifying and making it holy to service and worship. Another meaning could be setting apart for God's purpose and becoming a living sacrifice. So why do we consecrate ourselves? We need to consecrate ourselves because God is holy. 1 Peter 1 verse 16. Be holy, for I am holy. Before God can use a person mightily, they need to have a pure heart and a clean mind with good intentions. It is also said that ministers who consecrate themselves are more accurate and in tune in the Spirit, and they are the true ministers of God. Just like in the Bible, we see servants like David, Samson, true prophets and priests of God being consecrated before going into battle or the temple of God. We need to consecrate ourselves so that we can be with God and He is able to work with us. How do we consecrate ourselves? How do we do it? Step 1. We need to repent and give our life to Christ. Step 2. We need to be available, blameless, and acknowledge that we have no power and all power comes from God. Without God, we are nothing. But once we live for Him, He makes us something out of nothing through His power, spirit, and strength. So we should know that we are nothing without God and all power comes from Him. And He makes us who we are, not by our own might, but because of who He is. Step 3. Create a daily devotional routine. Spend time with God through reading His Word, prayer and fasting, and Bible studies, and also giving yourself for service in church to God. You can also create a personal daily devotional to accomplish each day. A daily devotional routine is as follows on the screen. You can read one Bible story a day, one Psalms book a day, and for the rest of your time, you can give God worship by yourself or through playing worship music at your background. Step 4. You need to be willing, committed, and personally convicted. You need to acknowledge that consecration is not a choice but a lifestyle. To conclude, becoming a youth minister and being consecrated can be challenging because of the temptations that young people and worldly youths are still into. The best way for you as a minister of God is to call them into a repentant life by the way you live and by being a good example, as Jesus was explaining to His disciples to be a good example. By being a good example, you may convince others, even your family members and friends, to consecrate themselves and make themselves available to also be used by God. For more Bible studies and topic discussions, follow and subscribe to my channel at Vicky's Daily Blogs on YouTube, TikTok, and Insta. This is my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. There will be more special topics that we'll be discussing, Bible stories that we'll be studying, but until you subscribe, you won't see them. Thank you.